Hello everyone, my name is Nick Stahl and I'm going to talk to you guys about lacrosse today. So lacrosse is a sport that I'm very passionate about. I coach at the high school level. I've coached lacrosse for about the past 8 years. I played in high school and I played collegiately at the D3 level. So what is lacrosse? So lacrosse is a team sport that consists of 10 players per team. You've got 3 defenders, and usually these defenders have long poles that are usually about the same height as them. You have 3 midfielders who play. They go back and forth on the field, and they play both offense and defense. So usually those are your distance players. They can run. They're going to have to. They usually run the most on the field. You have your 3 attack, and those are what we call our shorties. They usually have shorter sticks for really shooting. And then you have your goalie, and the goalie has a different lacrosse stick than anyone else on the field. It's usually the same length as a short stick, but the head is like a ginormous spoon, if you think of it like that. Um, in lacrosse, there are multiple versions of lacrosse. There's field lacrosse, which I just explained to you, which has 10 players, and it is known in professional as the PLL, which is the Professional Lacrosse League. There is box lacrosse, which is 6 players, and everyone has a short stick. The goalie is kind of dressed up like an ice hockey goalie, like the NHL. So box lacrosse is very reminiscent of NHL. And the professional league for box lacrosse is the National Lacrosse League. Um, and then you have women's lacrosse, which is a completely different set of rules. In women's lacrosse, they wear less gear. And then there's a subsection of lacrosse called intercross. This is a type of lacrosse that is no contact, and you usually play with plastic sticks and a softer ball. So intercross is usually what is introduced into high schools. Um, it is lacrosse, but it's with plastic sticks and softer lacrosse ball. Um, and the objective of lacrosse is to score by shooting the ball into the opposing team's net, and then the team at the end of the game of regulation is whoever has the most goals is the one that wins. So, a little history about lacrosse. Let me move my camera real quick so you guys can see this. Sorry. Can I not move my camera? Oh, there we go. All right, so history of lacrosse. Lacrosse was originally began in the 12th century by Native Americans, and Native Americans would play this all the time. It served as rituals for before they went to war. They would play lacrosse, and it also helped them train for war. Lacrosse got its official name in the 1600s by French missionaries. And the first ever lacrosse club was actually created in 1856 in Canada, and it was called the Montreal Lacrosse Club. So, rules of lacrosse. So there's actually a ton of rules in lacrosse. To start off, uh, essentially every lacrosse game starts off with a face-off. This is when 2 lacrosse players, usually your face-off guys, they actually kind of fight for the ball, and then you have your 2 wing players on each team rush in to help them. So for a brief time, it's a 3-on-3 until someone possesses the ball. Then the defense and the offense are released from the box. Offense cannot step in a goalie's crease. That is another rule. And for every goal that is scored, there's always a face-off after that goal. So you can score as many points as you want, and if you keep winning the face-offs, you can really rack up the score on a team. There are a lot of penalties in lacrosse. There's a bunch of different penalties. A slash is usually a penalty that is called when a player uses their stick to make hard contact with their opponent's body, other than the glove, there's a stick. You can slash to the head, which can result in a longer penalty. So a slash to the body usually is a 1-minute penalty. Slash to the head can be a 2-minute or a 5-minute penalty, and it can or cannot be locked in sometimes, which means even if a goal is scored, that penalty is still going to be served for the full time. Offsides is a very common penalty. Usually this is a very harmless foul, so it's only 30 seconds in the penalty box and can be released upon either time expiring or by opposing team scoring a goal. And there's cross-checking. So cross-checking is when a player uses a part of their stick between their hands and their between their hands. So it'd be this area, and they use that to hit, push, or displace an opponent on the field. This usually results in a 1 minute in the penalty box. However, this can also result in 2 minutes and possibly be locked in. So this is a lacrosse field. So lacrosse field, as I was saying earlier, face-off happens right here, and then you have your wings. There's two wings on each side. So two people here, and it's a brief 3-on-3. This is the goalie crease. No one can step inside the goalie crease except for the goalie. And then in here, this is where players have to stay. So the attack have to stay, defense have to stay, until someone in the middle gains possession. Oh, there we go. All right, so equipment. So this is the lacrosse equipment. You have your helmets, you have your stick, you have your gloves, your shoulder pads, and your arm pads. Lacrosse stick is used to catch and carry, pass, and shoot the ball. The ball is a small, solid rubber ball. It hurts pretty bad when you get hit with it. And then you have your protective gear, and sometimes people do wear rib pads and stuff that's called slash guards, which protects your wrist from getting hit directly with a lacrosse stick. And then there's a goal, and that is a netted area where players aim to score. So, teaching lacrosse in PE. Firstly, I would get plastic equipment. The plastic lacrosse sticks, not the metal ones. Softer lacrosse balls, which I was talking about earlier for intercross. Possibly using tennis balls as well. I would have the students work on drills such as passing, catching, and shooting. And then if I feel comfortable enough, I would try to have them play a game where there's no contact. If there's contact and a student cannot stop using contact, then I would ask them to sit out. But if there's accidental contact, then I would just have a penalty enforced to give the other team an advantage. So assessing learning in PE for lacrosse. I probably have cognitive assessments to quiz the students on the rules, what are some of the equipment, what are some of the different positions, and how many players can be on the field. I could also have observation checklists to make sure they're learning and doing the activities correctly. And I would also probably do some informal assessments. I'm a really big fan of do nows and exit slips. I think it is awesome for the students. And I think it helps them learn and be assessed in a no pressure environment. And then one of the articles I read was about the rules that are constantly being enforced in the game. They're being enforced to improve the safety of the players. And as of today, new rules are continuously being worked on to improve and help make sure that risk minimization is at its fullest. There is a committee that talks about these rules, and they try to make sure that no matter what, player safety is the biggest concern, because there are a lot of injuries that can happen in lacrosse, and it's our duty to make sure that this game is as safe as possible. And that is my presentation on lacrosse. Thank you guys, and if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.